and welcome to today's review based on Taxi Life, a city driving simulator. In this game, you'll be driving, yes, you guessed it, a taxi for the majority of this game. If you haven't been in a taxi before, then I'll explain it for you right now. Basically, you call for a taxi, you wait for them to come, you get in the taxi, and you go to your destination, then you get out the taxi and pay the fare. Now, this is a Jump Inside review, so we'll only be playing the first 2 hours of the video game and giving our review based on that. So, does this game live up to be an awesome taxi driver game or not? Let's find out. Let's get started in today's video. Now, when you start off in this game, you will have to do this little bit of driving school. Honestly, it's really helpful. It teaches you just the very basics of the game, and then you can kind of solve the rest. Now, you do have this guy at the bottom that will talk to you throughout the test, and I was a little bit scared that this guy might be in for a lot of the game. However, that's not the case. Once you've done with this tutorial, you never hear from him again, because why should you? That's the tutorial done. You don't need to hear a guy talking to you all the time.
Please remember that the standard speed limit in the city is 50 kilometers an hour.
So we'll be driving at 90. I'm joking. We'll be sticking at 50 for as best we can until I get bored and speed up. Now, before we go fully into this game and start picking up passengers and dropping them off, because I know that's what you're interested in, but I thought it might be important to show you the garage segment first. So, inside the garage segment, you've got a number of things inside the menu. You've got garage, driver, management, which I will show you a bit more later on in the video. You've got maintenance, car, parts, customization, and resting. Now, inside the driver segment of the tabs, you will be able to upgrade and put skills on your character. And just a note, you can also reset the skills at any point. Now, as you play this game, you will be able to level up, and as you do, you'll be able to unlock and buy more cars. You'll also be able to go to the parts, change different parts of the cars out. You'll be able to change the skin, which is basically changing the look of the car. And just for those who are wondering, yes, you do have the classic yellow and black theme. You can also change the inside, so you can change the seat colors, and you can change certain things inside the car, like what's on the gear stick. And once you're ready, you can come outside the garage and start driving your taxi around. Very simple. And I do mention, if you do crash your car at any point in this game, you will have to take it to a garage for repair. So without no further ado, let's go pick up our first passenger. Hello, sir. Yes, we will get you to your destination on time. Let's go. Now, as you drive this car around the city, there are a few things that you should probably pay attention to. For example, this game has traffic lights, so you will have to stop when they appear. At certain points in this game, the passengers may ask you questions like,
do you know what's worth seeing in Barcelona?
And you have to choose to reply, and you go,
The beach is always a good choice.
A nice touch of this game is they added speed bumps to the game, which is quite interesting. And they've also added in speed cameras as well. The speed cameras look like this on your map. It's important to drive slow when going past them. When you drop the passenger off, it will show you how much they get paid and also how many tips you get. And it will also level you up as well. Now, one thing I do love about this game is it actually has indicators. I love a driving game with indicators. It just makes the game feel a bit more real. And the last thing I want to note is your car does have petrol. So every now and again, you will have to visit a petrol station or a garage to fill your petrol back up. And of course, I just want to mention, yes, you can run over people in this game, but it will only show you a graphic on screen. So for like example, you'll get this. So no hitting pedestrians. Very obvious. Now, this game has a map and you can see loads of different symbols on the map. You might be confused, but I'll go over them really quickly. First off, you have your passenger symbol. They look like a green person. You have a yellow symbol that looks like a petrol station, which is for petrol. Next, you have a speed camera symbol, which is for speed cameras. You have a yellow garage symbol to fix up your car. You have a red car symbol to monitor accidents in the area. And you also have these blue architectural monuments, which you can go and visit throughout the game. Now, one thing I do want to mention is I love how detailed this game is. This particular building right behind me is actually this building here. So they've kind of done work to make sure that they get a lot of these monuments in the right place and they look pretty decent. Then I came over here and I checked out Google Maps at the same time, and to my surprise, this is actually what it looks like in real life. This is a place in Barcelona, and I found that pretty cool as well. So very interestingly, it just felt like I was actually driving around Barcelona. Now, the last thing I'll mention before we get around to the ratings is I'd like to talk about the management system. Now, in the management system, you can hire different drivers to go to different areas and do different shifts. However, one thing I want to mention is some of these drivers might take around 8 to 11 hours for their particular shift. Now, I haven't really properly stepped into the management system yet, so I can't comment a lot on this or how much you get paid by it. However, I will mention how long a shift of 11 hours is. Now, each minute on the game is roughly 10 seconds. There are 60 minutes in an hour, so that's roughly 600 seconds. And then times that by how many hours they work, which is 11, that's around 6,600. So 6,600 seconds is just roughly under 2 hours. So an 11-hour shift is actually 2 hours of real time. So overall, now I think it's time to get down to the ratings of what I want to rate this game. And the big question that I have for this is this a taxi life simulator game? And do you know what? I think it pretty much aces it. This is exactly how I picture a taxi game to be, and I think it does an extremely good job. So after all the driving around, picking up and dropping off passengers, having the ability to drive in first person or third person, and to be able to see where you're going with a map, I'm just trying to think of an actual negative that I could put onto this game. I think the only negative that I can really come up with is the length of time it takes for a shift to complete. However, still, 2 hours isn't an extremely long time for people that enjoy the game. If you want to enjoy the game and you want to start handing out shifts, I don't think that's a major problem. And there's still loads of stuff like this top section up here that you can scroll along and see different categories, and to be able to turn off and on music, to have emergency signals, aircon, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, the game is awesome. I will mention one thing, just watch out for the price. For consoles, the game is around $34.99 to $39.99. However, on PC, it sells for £24.99 or £29.99. Overall, I want to say this game is awesome, and I'm going to rate this based on is it a taxi driver simulator game? And yes, it is. It gets a 10 out of 10, which means if you like this style of gaming, then it is a recommendation, but only if you like taxi driving and driving around a city. If you don't enjoy driving around a city, probably don't pick up this game. It isn't for you. There's a lot of driving in this game, not a lot of anything else. So overall, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.
Tú aquí siempre a mi lado, cicatrices que has curado, cicatrices, cicatrices. En la vida me he enchulado y como tú no hay nadie más. Tú un porro y los demás, jamás. Como pa' China.